Good morning, day 28. Coming off of a little bit of a weather break. Let y'all know kind of what's going on here. I'm having to change things up and do it a little different than I was planning originally. Because of the weather break, I kind of got separated from Tie-Dye Goat and Prepper and some of them that were close to me. I was hoping to be where they were to go into the Smokies just so I would have people around me, because that's a long stretch and it's better not to be completely alone. So I'm going to try to catch up with them. I got about 6 days before they go into the Smokies. So in order to catch up with them, I'm going to do bigger miles. Jessica's coming up this evening to pick me up off of trail so we can move my truck over to Fontana Dam, and then she's going to drop me off, and I'm going to go down to the NOC tomorrow. So doing it this way, I'm going to have to slack back some. Since she's coming in to pick me up this evening anyway, there's no point in me carrying everything with me. So I am actually going to slack pack from Tellico Gap back to Waya Gap, where I finished up before I took off for weather. That'll be a 13-mile day. And it'll get that taken care of. And the reason I'm doing that is Waya Gap is easier for her to find than Tellico Gap. So when she picks me up, I can get us back over here to pick my truck up. Then I will go down into the NOC. Hostel will pick me up there. Then I will slack pack from Stokoa Gap back to the NOC. And then I will go from Stokoa Gap over to Fontana Dam. Hopefully, if everything works out the way I think it will, all of that will be slack packing, but that will allow me to make up this time that I've missed, get back up to the Smokies. It's supposed to be really cold on Sunday, warming up some Monday and even more Tuesday. So I think the plan is to try to be ready to go into the Smokies either Monday or Tuesday and make a push just to try to get those miles done and finish up the Smokies, where the weather and the lack of being able to get on and off road are a pain in the tail. So it is 8:01, day 28. I am about to close everything up and get my pack and get started on this 13-mile day. I'll trip over y'all down trail. Most of the time I would be happy to be getting to my truck, but I just did a half a mile in the wrong direction. So back to my truck. I'm heading southbound, not northbound. My memory's not what it used to be. I thought I came down these steps I'm going up right now heading northbound, but there's 2 different parking sides and I was just confused. Okay, looks like I'm finally starting, almost a mile in. Talk to y'all later. Okay, don't like walking and videoing, but I just wanted to show y'all. This is on the sunny side of the mountain. As you can see, there's ice all the way up the trail. I actually had to put my puffy on this morning because it's a little bit windy and nice and cool. Got some pretty views. It's just too cold to take my phone out and stand here. I'll do the best I can. Nice, pretty, icy steps. I love winter hiking. I don't care if it is cold. We're at Burning Town Gap. Little service road does come up through there and end. Took a picture. I don't know if it's going to show up or not, so I thought I'd better get a video and describe what it was. The trees on both sides have roots. They're growing out and coming down to the ground. Very cool little spot. Right, I'm about 7.5 in. About halfway for the day. You can see right over there's a frozen rock face. Kind of cool. Not sure what mountain it's on, or even if I can see that mountain right now, but I'm heading that way. Got some farmland opening up down there. Finally warming up and the wind's not blowing enough. I can stop and video without freezing myself to death. Fixing to head up the climb up to Waya Bald. I'll try to get some pictures and videos when I get up there. I have made it to Waya Gap Shelter and Campground, so I shouldn't be too much further from the top. 10.5 miles in. Finally saw what I've been looking for. That's the roof of the fire tower. I'm almost there. Okay, I'm at Waya Bald Fire Tower. I'm gonna zoom in as close as I can. But if you see that middle mountain, you can't see it on here, but that's the fire tower from where I was at my 100-mile mark. And I videoed over this way to show you this fire tower, which you couldn't see either. It's got a huge view all the way around, all kinds of civilization down there, including an airport right there. There's a runway. And then all the way around on this side, that would be the Smoky Mountains. And let's see, Klingman's Dome is that little ridge sticking up right there in the middle. Alright guys, made it this far. Now I am about to start doing a whole lot of down to get down to the gap for Jessica to pick me up. Trip over y'all down trail. Well, found me a nice sunny spot. I'm laying in the grass with my feet up on a wall, letting them rest before I start the hike down off of Waya Bald. That's going to be murder on my feet and knees, but at least it's down and I'm not having to climb. All right, I'm laying here enjoying me some bugles. Hope y'all have a beautiful day. Bye. Okay, coming down off of Waya Bald, it's a little paved area. It goes up to a bathroom over on the other side. As I was telling y'all in one of my shakedown videos, Appalachian Trail has got white blazes on it. You'll go down through there. These blazes are on a trash can, but they're still on the Appalachian Trail. So you're going down through and you see a little blaze, you know you're on trail. Well, when you see a split blaze like this, it means the trail is about to go to the right. So, since this is paved, people would think they just keep walking. You go on down over here and you go up to the bathrooms over there. When in actuality, right here is a very unrecognizable little dip that goes to the right. This is actually the Appalachian Trail going back into the woods. And those blazes help you recognize stuff like that. Here you've got two that are stacked on top of each other. That means you're about to cross something, a road or a trail or something, and you need to go straight, not to turn. So let's see what we're coming up on. Yep, you see right here, you may not be able to tell in this video, but it's a little road that goes down through there. People use four-wheelers or something, I'm sure, maybe horses. But the Appalachian Trail goes straight, and then usually there's another blaze on the tree. When you come to an intersection like that, you're supposed to be able to see a blaze from that intersection. That way you know you're on the right trail. Got a winter wonderland right here. Of course, you can just almost see where the draw ends. Winter wonderland, nothing. Winter wonderland, nothing. Oh well, I guess that's just, it's probably snowed up here not long ago, and this is just not in the sun enough to melt. Pretty though. So, any guesses? Okay, blue blazes usually signify, on the Appalachian Trail at least, a water, shelter, a little side trail that's got some type of comfort, privies, things like that. So, we're gonna come to a trail here, and if you break left, you can go to the water source. But if you want to stay on the Appalachian Trail, you keep going straight. Let's just go up here. I see a sign. So let's just go up here and see what we got. Okay, so you see a trail going that way, and there's a trail going that way. This is considered straight, and I guess I read that blue one wrong. The blue one would have meant water would have been this way, so it was the bottom one that kicked it. But yeah, you see there it says Chihuahua 28 miles, but that's the Bartram Trail. And Sawmill Gap, 2.1 miles. So that way, standing here, if you get confused, I don't know if you can see that little white blaze right there on the tree. That lets me know that part is the Appalachian Trail. Straight across the road. On the other side of the road, you see a little mark. So I reckon the Forest Service closes this road in the winter. There's where I just came from. And it's really weird being up here at Waya because it's pretty popular and you can drive up to it. So there's usually a lot of people up there taking pictures, a lot of tourists. And there's usually, you'll hear cars going up and down this gravel road. But it's quiet because the road's closed and nobody wants to walk up this hill to see a fire tower. I guess maybe 3 hikers do. See ya. Made it to Waya Bald, and I know Jessica's here somewhere because my phone keeps asking me if I want to join Bama Wanderlust Wi-Fi, and you know I do, but I'm videoing right now. All right, so I turned what would have been a 14-mile day into a 15-mile day by going a half mile in the wrong direction, and I can't wait to tell Jessica that story. So I'm about 30 minutes later getting here than I was expecting. So I'm going to cut this off and I'm going to take a picture of her sitting there, and then I'm going to start videoing again. And there she is, coming to get me. How sweet of her. Try to get your mirror out of it if you can. Okay, we're coming up on. This is coming down from Waya Gap. Got a little icicle action, which will not be surprising. You've already seen it.